We are back with another exciting episode. California sober, baby. UFC. That is what is on. That is the subject for today. UFC Fight Night. Strickland versus Alex Hernandez. That is Sean Strickland. A lot of people hate on Sean Strickland. I gotta admit his personality is it's a little tough, man. He's got a tough personality to get behind. A lot of layers to him, though. I do recommend you guys check out his podcast. He did an episode with Theo Vaughn. I think it was a good episode because it really gave you some insight into his personality, who he is, and why he is the way he is. Personally, I don't. I'll get into that like later on, dude. I'll get into Sean Strickland a little bit later. For right now, let's get into some MMA fight news. I kind of want to start adding in some fight news before before I talk about the stuff I want to talk about. So let's get into this real quick. I'm sorry, something caught my attention. First and foremost, I think this is the news of probably this year, the biggest news of this year. Ronda Rousey announces an end to her retirement, as well as Gina Carano. They will be fighting each other in what I believe is MMA. I actually don't know if they specified. Let me see. Let's see if they specified what they'll be fighting in. I'm pretty sure it's MMA. I know it's gonna be on Netflix. Oh, picture of Dana. You already know Dana's just rolling out his grave. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm reading. I'm trying to see if they specify. I think it is going to be I think it is going to be an MMA fight. I know that I think they're doing it through TKO or something, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Gina Carano, White House asked about women's MMA, which felt Yeah, they tried to fight like 10 years ago, dude. It was kind of crazy. It was a big deal. That was back when Ronda Rousey was hot, like when in terms of not hot, physically hot, but when she was on top of the world, bro. That people don't know the Rousey era, bro. Ronda Rousey made women's MMA, dude. There was no women's MMA division, and I think they had a few fights here and there, but Dana was considering cutting it until Rousey kind of started picking up. But the fight Washington go through a TKO. Oh no, I'm sorry, it fell through a TKO. Actually, I think that was the original fight was gonna be through TKO. See, there's not even a lot of information. It's so new. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an MMA fight. I can't see it being something else other than MMA, but I do know right now the hype is all about boxing, and so who knows? Maybe they'll do boxing. Boxing would be easier for both of them. They've been out for a while, so we'll see. I'm a fan of both, dude. I kind of lean more towards Gina Carano. In terms of I just like what she represents as a martial artist. Nothing against Ronda Rousey. I just didn't kind of like her attitude. She was very posh and kind of I'm the ish, And I get it. She did good, bro. People forget Ronda Rousey was an Olympic athlete, dude. I'm pretty sure she got gold or silver in the Olympics. She had crazy judo, bro. Her hip toss into armbar is legendary, dude. Honestly. So she was cool. Gina Carano, though, I've always liked her, but she was in Strikeforce. She did good. I might be a little biased, bro. So a little bit about the history between. I've never met Gina Carano, just to let you guys know, but I know her man. Her man is Kevin Ross. Kevin Ross is an absolute legend in Muay Thai. He's friends with my coach. My coach is Frankie Chavez. He's the owner of Spider Muay Thai. Frankie Chavez, he comes from the lineage of Ajahn Chai. So I don't know if you guys know a lot about the Muay Thai scene, but Ajahn Chai, there's a few main people that brought Muay Thai to America. Ajahn Chai was one of them. He's probably the biggest name, and you see a lot of these big gyms, they popped off because of Ajahn Chai, and one of them was Boxing Works. Boxing Works was Kevin Ross's gym, and my coach Frankie, he was training directly under Ajahn Chai for a while, and then he ended up I think Ajahn Chai went back to Thailand for a while, so Frankie ended up linking up with Brian Popejoy, who's the owner of Boxing Works, just coincidentally, randomly. Didn't even know that he was part of the Ajahn Chai lineage. My coach just wanted to keep fighting. And so through Brian Popejoy, he was able to meet Kevin Ross and Joe Schilling and stuff. And I think he actually had them in his corner for his last fight or a few fights or something like that. Anyways, so because of Gina Carano's history with Kevin Ross, obviously I'm going to lean towards her. You know what I mean? And she's just an overall good person. She got kind of screwed with that whole deal with Disney. But anyways, they both announced their retirement. They're gonna be fighting on Netflix. It's gonna be a big card, dude. I can see that. Like, I mean, dude, Tyson. I think he did like a million streams or something like that. I think it was 7 million if I'm not mistaken. It was like 7 million streams. So I don't know if Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano are gonna hit those numbers, but I think they're gonna hit big numbers for sure. It's gonna be like at least like close to 1 million. I think, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Let me silence my phone. I don't know if you guys could hear that. I'm trying to rush this a little bit just because it's still we're still celebrating Lunar New Year. Over here in the States, we generally celebrate it for like 2 weeks. If you go over to Asia, it's celebrated for like a month, sometimes more. So I have some lunch plans after this. I'm gonna go meet up with my mom, have lunch with her, and maybe my two sisters, or at least one of my sisters. And then after that, I gotta go film a music video for someone. Not for me. I don't rap or anything, but I do production work, by the way. So, but I'm gonna go film a music video in Santa Ana. So bear with me here. Another announcement: Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather. Oh man, this is here. Let me. This is gonna be a big one. I heard, dude. I heard a rumor, or I don't know if it was a rumor, but I saw a clip talking where I think it was 50 Cent or something. Someone was talking about how Floyd Mayweather was broke, and I was like, no way, bro. This guy has dude, look at these freaking, get out of here. I'm not paying for crap. What was I saying? Yeah, so, dude, I hate how you just, clicking. But, what was I saying? I heard a rumor that Floyd Mayweather was going broke. I don't know how true this is, right? But I did read that Floyd Mayweather had to, what's it called when you file for, I'm spacing right now, bankruptcy. He filed for bankruptcy. I don't think it's too serious of a thing, right? I noticed like rich people have the tendency to file for bankruptcy in order to get out of paying for something, right? So a lot of these like more well-off people, it's like they have different LLCs, and rather than paying the debt off, it's like sometimes easier to just hit bankruptcy and have it only affect that one business. And then usually when you file, there's like a certain type of bankruptcy that you can file for where it doesn't affect your other assets. I think there is a point where they can take money from your other businesses and all that, but I don't know. Rich, I don't know. I'm not rich. I just see things. And so when I heard this, I just assumed Floyd Mayweather, he had a business endeavor, it failed, he filed for bankruptcy, let it die. But then I saw that Tyson versus Mayweather, and that got me thinking. I was like, yo, what the hell's going on? Like, why is this fool even, like, he's been retired for a while. The bankruptcy thing happened, and then now all of a sudden it's like he's fighting Tyson. Maybe Floyd is actually doing, not doing so well with his finances. Floyd is a flashy guy, dude. If you guys don't remember the Floyd era, he was flashy, dude. He spent money on dude, that fool was taking trips to like other countries just to go have lunch and coming back. He was crazy. That dude was on he was on top of the world, I guess. So I would have done the same. But yeah, Tyson versus Mayweather. I don't know. Let me see if there's an exact date on that. I don't know if there's a date. It's going to be an exhibition, obviously, because the size difference is crazy. Mayweather talking about how he still wants to set records, dude. It's crazy. Dude, Mayweather turns 49 soon, dude. I don't know I'm not sure how old Tyson is, but he's like at least 10 years older, maybe. Yeah, I don't have a date on this as of yet, but I mean, it's a new announcement, so maybe they got to work out the details. I am curious to see who they end up. I'm curious to see who ends up promoting it. I thought it would have been Netflix. I still think it still might be Netflix. I mean, it seems like they're kind of doing all the big boxing fights lately, to be honest. Like, they're kind of taking over. You know what would be interesting, though? It'd be really interesting if the UFC did it with their Zuffa boxing. That would be crazy, dude. That would be an announcement. Damn, dude. Yeah. Oh, but back to something else I wanted to mention about the about the Gina Carano fight. Gina Carano versus Ronda Rousey. I think Dana White is kicking the air right now. I think that Paramount paid a lot of money for the UFC. Not to jump back, I'm sorry. It's just a point I wanted to make. But I think Paramount paid a lot for the UFC, and they expect a certain return. The fact that Ronda didn't call Dana to set this up is kind of crazy. They probably had a falling out, I'm assuming, right? I mean, what else would have happened? But yeah, that's just, to me, it's interesting. Yeah. So we got Mayweather coming out of retirement. We got Rousey, Carano coming out of retirement. This is shaping to be a good year. Another random news. I don't know if you guys know who Deen the Great is. Let me start with a little bit of information about Deen. Deen the Great is a boxer. He's right here he's local. He's from LA. I've actually been following him for a few years now. I never thought he was like the best boxer or anything, but he was kind of entertaining. He's kind of a troll. He was decent in comparison to his matchups. You know, I don't follow boxing too much, so I'm not sure where he ranks and all that. But I followed him for a few years. But as of late, I've been seeing his live streams. I did not realize how annoying that guy is. That guy, like, I seen his little trolls and his little clips on IG, but it was like little short clips and they're low key kind of like funny, right? Lately, I've been seeing a lot more. I've seen, you know, he's been hanging out with Rampage and all these other guys. Dude, that guy's been on like fucking Rampage, no pun intended. Dude, literally, I don't know if you guys know who Larry Wheels is. He's like this super buff guy, like world strongman type guy. He was Rampage. Deen the Great was at a party with Larry Wheels, and he ends up freaking hitting on Larry Wheels' girlfriend, and Larry Wheels slaps him. Let me see if I could pull that up. But Larry Wheels slaps him, and like, I don't know, it became like a meme, dude, right? Let's see if I can find it real quick. I'm sorry, guys. Unpause. Sorry about that, guys. I like do everything myself. I don't have a freaking engineer. I am the engineer. I do engineering for all this stuff. So before I would just do it all on camera and then do everything in the edits, but then that means it's like I record for like an hour and then I'm editing for like another hour. So I'm trying to cut that all down by just doing it through like OBS and stuff. But anyways, my apologies. So here we go. Here's a slap. So dude's hitting on this big ass dude's girl. I gotta turn off the volume because I think if I leave the volume on, it might get copyrighted. So I do apologize. But he's like, you can see he's just visibly upset, dude. Dude, just get to the freaking slap, bro. All these creators put in all this fluff to get these views, dude. It's like it goes off of time and stuff like that. There it is. It goes off of time, baby. I think there's a little slow mo that. This guy's so big too. Damn. Oh, crazy. Crazy. So this dude, like I said, that's how the night started, right? He gets slapped by Larry Wheels, but that's not like the only confrontation he has, right? He's hitting on this big ass dude's chick, gets slapped, right? Then he goes and I don't know if you guys know who Tiki Ghosn is. Tiki Ghosn is a UFC veteran. I believe he does like management now. I think he's like he manages fighters. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he owns HB Ultimate Training Center in HB, very famous gym. You see a lot of guys come out. When they come out to OC, they'll train there. I could be wrong on that, but I think it is Tiki Ghosn that owns that gym. But Tiki's like a very well-known fighter, does not mess around. Anyways, Tiki ends up straight up just punching Deen in the face. I'm not sure what the confrontation was over. Rampage did ask Tiki what happened, and Tiki said he was just talking smack. Let me find this video. And here we are, dude. It's so hard to find this video without people pausing and doing random commentary over it. I respect it. I get it. You guys want to be creators and all that, but like, goddamn, bro. Get to the point. Get to the point. Show the video. Talk about it after. Don't freaking give me all this fluff in between, or I got to sit here and fast forward. Honestly, I'm just going to not even click the video. I'm going to exit it out. But shout out Ballin' with Braun, bro, for just getting to the point. But here we go. Tiki Ghosn, ex-MMA fighter. Slippery personality. There's some stuff about him on the internet. Not sure how true it is. Don't want to talk smack. Don't want to get punched by this guy. But yeah, there's some allegations out there about him and some of his members. But yeah, he looks visibly upset right here. This dude Deen's been drinking. God damn, get to the point, man. Get to the freaking point. And look at this chick's trying to chime in. There's some stuff that happened with that chick. That's Dean's homegirl, by the way, and I'll bring her up in a little bit. But bam! Oh, look at that, dude. Yeah, so he had a rough night, dude. I don't know if it was from the alcohol. That's what he says. He says it was the alcohol. I don't know. Would like to also add that girl that jumped in. She is a friend of his. She's also another creator, I think a live streamer. She tries hitting on her on stream, tries to give her a kiss. And she's like, no, we're friends. We've always been friends. And she tries to play it off, but that dude's like, It's just weird and cringy and kind of creepy. I don't know. At first, when I was seeing all these videos, because all this happened in like one night, dude, I was like, man, either he got too turned, couldn't control himself, or I was like, or man, I'm just like, it could be a setup. It could just be all for the views. I don't know, dude. I know some people that are like that, right? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I've been working in production. I've seen some shady, fake stuff, fake beef. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or one example I could give you guys is I used to work on the show called The Realist. They're no more, but go check them out. They were three friends that they're from the hip hop world. I think all three of them had rapped at some point, but this dude Whack 100 kind of fabricated like some beef between them. And it was all fake, but then it ended up turning into real beef, ironically. But after seeing that, I was like, oh, damn, this is how this side of the world works. Like, you guys are like shady, bro. But anyways, so that's all I got for MMA news. I kept it like simple. Did want to add, Deen the Great, cringy, bro. I actually have unfollowed Deen the Great after this on IG. I followed him for like 2 or 3 years, but I was just like, dude, this stuff's cringy. Whether it's real or fabricated, it's just cringy. I don't like that stuff on my feed. So with that, I might have to cut this out and make this a whole separate thing because goddamn, that ran for a second, dude. But anyways, let's get to it. Back to business. I don't know here. I might just do another intro, dude. You know what? Let's just, I'm gonna stop this recording. I'll start another one. This will be a whole other video.